Hello, dear one. My name is Nanaya from Love and Freedom Life Strategies. I'm a health and life coach. What is the link between stress and belly fat? Well, let's talk today about how to relax and why it's so important to learn to relax. I know we've talked before about the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system in one of my really early videos, and I can put a link to that in the comments. And we learned a very simple breath practice that you do it for a couple minutes. The 5-5-7 breath. You breathe in for 5, you hold for 5, and you breathe out for 7. You do this for a couple minutes and you will have very effectively switched your body from the sympathetic response, the stress response, to the parasympathetic. This is so important because it's in the parasympathetic response that we are able to digest properly and to metabolize at our full power. When you are relaxed, you burn more fat. When you are stressed, you accumulate more fat. Now, this may not be of concern to you at all, and if it's not, then go on to another video. But to many of us who want to lose some weight or want to lose some fat around the belly, this is a really important thing, because when it comes to digestive distress, bloating, not feeling very good after we eat, not digesting properly, it's 25% what you're eating and 75% who you're being while you're eating. Are you rushing around, multitasking while you eat, engaging maybe in some negativity like gossip, engaging at warp speed even while you're trying to eat your meal? All of these are ways that we put our body in the stress response. And I know that eating under stress is not only commonplace, but often feels almost like a requirement or a prerequisite to leading a full life where we're working and we have a family and we have lots of things on the go. But all of this warp speed living results in eating meals under a physiologic stress response, which ends up limiting our calorie burning power. The slower you eat, the faster you metabolize. Let's say that again. The slower you eat, the faster you metabolize. You can eat the healthiest meal on the planet, but if you're eating it under stress, your ability to digest and assimilate the nutrients is dramatically diminished. Measurably, when we're stressed, the saliva enzyme in our mouth is reduced. The breakdown of protein, fat, and carbs in our stomach is impaired, and blood flow to the small intestines is decreased by as much as 4 times, which results in decreased assimilation of vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. So sometimes we can have this experience where we've eaten a full meal, but we're not satisfied. We still want more. It feels like our body is craving more. And this is a good sign that we've been eating under a stress response, and so our body isn't assimilating what it needs, and so it's saying, I want more. I haven't actually gotten what I need. And how is this all related to belly fat in particular? When we're stressed, our body releases a hormone called cortisol. You've probably heard of it. And studies show that cortisol is linked, for some reason, specifically to accumulation of belly fat. So people who tend to gain fat primarily around the belly are probably experiencing a low-grade chronic stress response, as excess production of cortisol has this strange effect on the belly. So, what can we do about this? I want to give you one simple and fun strategy. We've talked before about conscious breathing. I referred to the 5-5-7 breath as just one example of something really simple and accessible at any moment. So anytime you're eating and recognize that you're eating under stress, anytime you are under stress at all, you can access that conscious breathing and make a big difference. But specifically to eating and to slowing down, because the slower we eat, the faster we metabolize. It's chewing, conscious chewing. Now, if you were here in the room with me, I'd have you guess. How many times do you think the average person chews before they swallow? I wish you were here so I could hear what you have to say. It's 3. About 3 times is what the average person chews before they swallow. 3 chews, then the swallow. So our digestive system is working incredibly hard to try to break down this food. We might as well have a door in our stomach that says, insert food here. The saliva in our mouth has a really important part to play in breaking down our food. The longer it stays in our mouth, the more it's able to break down, which is easier on our digestive system, which then means that the body is able to absorb, assimilate more of these nutrients, which means it stores less as fat. This means more of it gets used for its intended purpose and less gets stored as fat. So how many times, ideally, would we be chewing our food? 20 to 30. 20 to 30 chews. You know, when I do this, when I consciously chew, this is just maybe a side benefit. I tend to eat less because it takes longer, and my body has a chance to tell me when it's full. Part of the difficulty too when we eat very quickly is that our body doesn't have a chance to catch up and say, ooh, actually I'm full. We've already consumed more calories than we need before our body is able to register that, because it takes a little while. You probably grew up hearing this. It takes 20 minutes for your body to signal, yes, I am full. So when we chew slowly, our body is able to metabolize better because our food has interacted with that saliva. It's broken down. It started the assimilation process. We eat less, just naturally without even trying. Our body has a chance, a fighting chance, to give us the natural, satisfied signal. And one last benefit to chewing 20 to 30 times. There's something called the cephalic phase digestive response. It has to do with how our brain interacts with our digestive system. So you think about that turkey dinner or that apple pie that your grandma used to make. You smell that and your stomach starts to respond. You see the beautiful food and your stomach starts to respond. It actually begins to secrete digestive enzymes before you've ever put a thing in your mouth. This is part of what the cephalic phase digestive response does. Is in response to our brain, our digestive system works better, it works well. So when we chew our food and we really taste it, we end up being more satisfied. We end up having a meal that afterwards, we're done, we're good. Our appetite mechanism is able to shut down because it has received what it was looking for. Try this week. Try breathing before you eat, making sure that you're in a relaxed place. And then chewing, consciously chewing 20 to 30 times each bite. And remember to do this without judgment, only curiosity and with a sense of humor. Judgment puts us in the sympathetic response. Again, stress. Curiosity and kindness and humor put us in the parasympathetic response, where we can digest and metabolize at full power. Good luck with this. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for being with me today. Let's keep practicing together. Peace.